G'day there! You know what there isn't enough of right now? Historical suffering. I'm collaborating with Paradox Interactive today because they blessed me with the newest DLC, Thunder at the Gates. Not only have they added a whole heap of content to Australia, but they've done something even better. A complete revamp of the divisional designer, making it possible to be even more historical. So can I take the oft-neglected Australia and win the game with historical divisions and designs only? Like the video and subscribe to find out. And you can pick up your own copy of Thunder at the Gates on June 11th using my link in the description or pinned comment below. Alright, here we are. Australia. The land of kangaroos and failed emu wars, Australia is a lot more than a perpetual steel mine. It is actually an active contributor in World War II and has a ton of really interesting history and specific weird stuff that happens during the war. And Paradox has saw fit to bless me with a whole revamp of Australia with a whole new focus tree, unique election mechanics, custom events and decisions that will appear later, and infinite steel. And of course, as ever with a new DLC, this will be an historical divisions video, so I will be recreating every single aspect of the Australian military forces as best I can to the correct historical designs, which means I get to play with this. The brand new division designer that's come with this DLC. I have not been this hyped for a Paradox change in years. Look at it. Different support systems. Regimental support companies. This is going to be absolutely sick. And this division is just utterly garbage and has no relation to history whatsoever. What on earth is this? There's like 11 battalions and it's just infantry? Get out of here. We will be recreating the full historical divisions in 1939 when they become relevant. But until that point, let's get started with this focus tree. And war is coming. We know war is happening. It's gonna happen. So let's all get ready and start our lovely democratic elections. We're also going to be beginning to build up at least some kind of civilian industry, and we'll be building it in the southeast like Australia always does. And anyone who's been to Australia knows if you don't live anywhere between Melbourne and northern Sydney, the government doesn't care about you. But we'll fix that because we're going to be building everywhere. Oh, they've made accurate names for the techs. Look, LSAF rifle number 6. And in 1939, the Owen gun, the greatest weapon ever devised by a Western country. It's beautiful. We'll just do standard industry techs for now until we can get to there. There's so much we're going to need to research. We even have 2 dockyards to play with, and we can make the Leander class cruiser. We can also make the Canberra cruiser. Oh, I kind of want to make that. That's awesome. This is actually a specific cruiser to Australia. Let's make it. The Cockatoo docks. Beautiful. Our army is not very big. It's just basically set up divisional units in every major city with only 7, 2 cavalry divisions and a bunch of random infantry. In real life, the Australian military was very small at this time, but it was mostly a militia force. So it wasn't really that big, but like I said, we'll play around with this a little bit later once the war gets going. Why can I add a faction goal? I'm Australia. I'm not in charge. Okay. We start with a variety of really quite terrible national spirits, including Citizen Army giving us minus 25% stats on non-core territory. We're not supposed to fight outside of Australia. We have the Great Depression, which is absolutely kicking our ass and has no flavor text. Okay. Wow, 40% consumer goods. That's bad. The Unratified Westminster Act, we're basically just little puppets, and we don't have a good population growth. Australians aren't getting it on. Don't worry, we'll fix it. We have a new mechanic of democratic elections. There isn't one for almost a year and a half, but that's okay. Between the UAP under Robert Menzies and the Labour Party under John Curtin. Interesting. We can do a political campaign to give their daily vote increase. Interesting. That's so cool. There's some really strong economic focuses going down this list. I think we'll just get started with getting a couple civies for free. Then we can massively fix the Great Depression and start exporting like crazy. Oh, there's like unique mechanics for electing the Labour Party over the current incumbent party. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to stick to history and stick with the UAP, the United Australia Party. And we have to finish these, and it reduces the time to finish these focuses by 5 days. Oh, wow. Thanks. It's basically pushing me to complete those focuses, which are all here. So I just want to rush these ones. Okay, I'll do them first. Some good stuff here. This one requires that I have more than 75% stability. Well, I want that. So I'm just going to hire the only advisor who gives me stability. Like, it kind of seems like that's like the optimal thing to do. So I'm just going to do that. I realize despite our 4 mils, we need to be making a lot of different kinds of equipment. Our divisions have so much stuff in them. Ooh, we should probably do populator parish so we can stop losing monthly population reduction. Please, I need people. We can choose between the Jack Lang plan, which was a failed economic plan where we just stop paying off our debts and focus on ourselves, or what happened historically, exports for economic recovery. Sell everything. Gives us free trade and loads of bonuses. Oh my god, I've just realized the Australian divisions have their own sounds. What's the go?
Attention! Orders, boss.
Oh, that's amazing. Whoa, 25% construction speed for a year. Damn, these focuses are great. Let's maybe get to early Moby sooner rather than later as well. Give me the PP. We actually have a couple unique MIOs for tanks. A locked American car and foundry, the Vulcan foundry, and the Nuffield mechanization and aero. The Vulcan is actually Australian, but they made trains, so I'm not really sure why this is tanks. So let's go Nuffield. That seems more historical. We can also start massively amping up our steel production with the second Port Kemba blast furnace, though I'm going to wait a year because I really want to make sure I'm using my massive construction speed boost I just got. Oh, election season now. There we go. Who's going to win? It's the UAP. Hell yes. Trying to figure out historical doctrines, especially when it comes to sub-doctrines, is kind of hard, but I think for the Australian infantry, individual excellence might be what we're looking for here. They had a, smaller number of divisions, and it was all about making sure those individual divisions fought really well and hard, so I think this works. Let's go for that. And there is the Sino-Japanese War. Nothing to do with me, buddy. I'm not involved. Oh, wow. We have so many really cool industrial concerns. Stability and infantry equipment production costs. Steel. Okay, I'll go for steel. Let's go. Okay, we have officially won our first election. We get new focus cluster unlocks. They have 15 days to form a national government. You what, mate? Ha, I can do solidarity by the Empire. War support. Yes. And we get a general who can be an expeditionary leader, so we can actually fight overseas. Okay. Excellent. That allows us to go to partial Moby. Thank God. I need it so bad. And now it is 1938. I think that means we can probably start our production of military factories. We have one full line. I will just finish this construction here. It's perfect. We can now finally remove the horrible malices of the Great Depression. Ugh, look at that. Okay, we get Stanley Savige now, who has way fewer divisions he's allowed to have, but a lot of bonuses on non-core territory. So he can only have 6 divisions. Oh, and also look, it's General Gordon Bennett. Gordon Bennett is famous in 2 ways. One is possibly the origin of the British phrase Gordon Bennett, meaning surprise. If you're not British, you probably think I'm sounding mad right now.
Gordon Bennett. Gordon Bennett. I'm Gordon Bennett.
But also, he was the general in charge of the 8th Division at the fall of Singapore, and instead of surrendering, he scarpered and went back to Australia, and it was found that he basically just fled and didn't want to get captured, and everyone hated him forever. How sad. Ooh, the 38 sesquicentenary. I think I said that right. There's a protest by Aboriginals, and we get the New Deal focus. Ah, we get stability. Oh, and then we can decide what to do with the Aboriginals. Monthly pop or immediate rights. There are so many good bonuses here. 10% mill factory construction speed? I am okay with this power creep. But I hate when world tension dips down and then I lose war support. I'm gonna be demobilized. It's okay, I have a focus to give me a little bit of war support. I hate this mechanic. Definitely gonna be grabbing fire concentration because goddamn do historical divisions use a lot of artillery in the divisions. Oh wait, hang on. Oh god, you don't understand this just yet, but this isn't gonna work. I think I have to pick this, but I'm not gonna get any benefit from it. You'll see. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna go flying batteries instead. I think this makes it much more sense, and I will explain shortly. You will see why. Okay, and this is the big decision. For 250 PP, if I have 3 infrastructure in Northwest Australia, I can add 8 steel to this state infinitely. This is infinite steel. That is expensive. Let's focus on trying to get this. I need 3 infra. Oh my god, it only has 1. Okay, fine. We'll put this at the top. Okay, 180 days. It only gives me 8 steel. Hopefully, I get a lot more steel overall from this. And with the fate of Czechoslovakia, it is April 39. Australia began to set up their very first proper army units and really start to think about like, oh, hey, are we about to get attacked? Are we going to have to defend Britain? And so they had almost 80,000 men available in their militia. I have to give a special thanks to Lucarian Ape, my wonderful mod and continuous researcher, for finding Australian sources, including an incredibly helpful PhD by a one, presumably now Dr. James Morrison. And I just have to say, it included a special section for poetry at the end for the AIF forces, my favorite of which being, quote, the AIF's reply to the above stupid poem by men who have seen the worst. Amazing. The 1939 division was a typical square division. This means it had 4 regiments, each with about 3 infantry battalions, with a further artillery regiment with 3 battalions, one of which being medium artillery. All these guns were based on the British pattern of light and medium artillery. It also did have a very small anti-tank section, but this means we get to play around with some of the regimental supports, which I'm so excited for. For companies, it had signals, anti-air, recon, anti-tank, and engineers called pioneers. It unfortunately also had a very small light tank section, like 6 light tanks, but I can't replicate that. I've just realized that they've actually changed the number of artillery that is inside each battalion to 24. It used to be very, very different. And since there were 36 pieces, what we're going to do is we're actually going to just take 2 of them off because there were only 36. Keep 1 battalion and add in a support battalion. There we go, in place of the anti-tank. And we'll add an anti-tank battery down here below because it was only about 14 to 18 guns. So this is actually perfect. We'll also add a small section of infantry guns, which gives a small amount of soft attack and breakthrough, which will also have to represent our mortars. And we add a little bit of a heavy weapons company to represent just some small usage of heavy machine guns. And in fact, we're actually going to take out the anti-air for the divisional support and put it as regimental support because it has the proper number of anti-aircraft guns of 12, whereas support gives 20. I'm trying to keep accurate numbers of guns here. And this is it, the final infantry division for Australia in 1939. It's pretty chunky, it's got a lot of guns, a lot of pew-pews, but it's surprisingly strong. You know, it's not bad. It's gonna get way freaking worse in 1941. And you'll see why I was complaining so much about the doctrines, but for now, this is pretty good. There was also a sort of discordant cavalry section, which sort of operated as regiments and wasn't really coalesced into a proper armored division until 1941. So we're just gonna kind of keep our cavalry back because the cavalry were actually only used as defensive quick reaction force units, their whole purpose being to very quickly counterattack and attack any enemy beachheads. They were posted in places like Brisbane, around Darwin areas in the Northern Territories. So it really was just the infantry. So we're just going to focus on them for a bit. We have the Owen gun, my favorite World War II submachine gun. It is so cool looking. The magazine is on the top. It's like a big Bren gun. I just think it's so sick. We can actually get some more manpower with recruitment drive, giving us 1% recruitable pop. Please give it to me. No matter how much steel I make, everyone just keeps stealing it because we're stuck on free trade. Oh, it's so painful. I kind of want to get rid of this. Well, but now war is coming. It is the 1st of September. It has begun. Tensions are rising. Australian citizens and officials are realizing war is unavoidable. We must call a cabinet meeting. Oh, we get unique mechanics. Oh my god. Call the cabinet meeting to decide the procedures. We can summon the cabinet. Oh no, it will cause the Canberra air disaster. I'm sure nothing will happen. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. And we can delay it by just continuously doing these things. That's cool. We can scorch the north if we think the north is going to be damaged. We can build a few extra mills. That's pretty good. And we can add a whole bunch of forts in the Brisbane line. This is a pretty good idea. We'll do that in a bit. But let's do seize civilian industry first, which is something they did. Sadly, we're only getting 1 factory from trade exports. That sucks. Also, we will send Stanley Savage over to the Western Front as part of the gradual panic with Australia being stuck in the war. Forces started to move around to help protect the empire. Some forces were allocated to Egypt. I definitely haven't quite built up enough troops yet because I've been delaying doing the manpower because Australia didn't really start to do it until, you know, the war started. Start limited conscription and we can start to activate 2nd Australian Imperial Force, giving us more generals that can fight outside of Australia. Sending forces over to Britain as well. The Australians very briefly got involved in this front, but mostly they were reallocated from the Middle East to defending Britain in the event of a sea lion. Since we are now in Africa, we can finally start playing around with the new Army HQ feature. Oh, look at this. Our Army HQ is an infantry one. It's the general in the conservative Tory power stance. I'm filled with British references today. You heard me. We can add even more security battalions to it. We'll add 2, why not? And the HQ support has headquarters staff, giving 20% leader skill bonus and signal intelligence up. Just look at all these cool staff upgrades. Max planning, recon bonus, absolutely. And they add like unique abilities. Prepare fallback position. What? This is so cool. I'm definitely going to add pretty much all of these because this is so fun. They wouldn't have had these 3 though. They definitely would have had a reconnaissance staff. So that sounds good. Let's go. Army HQ. I've also just realized I've been doing something very stupid. I've accidentally not turned on the name list. Ah, there we go. Look at all the names of my glorious YouTube members and patrons. It's wonderful. However, the actual infantry division itself, it needs to have a very important name change. It needs to be the 10PT, a long-time supporter whose name has actually never been used as a divisional name. Well, we change that right now. Get the Brisbane line built so we can start to put some forts. Try to protect everything a little bit. Oh, we've actually deployed our very first one. Stanley Savage is right here. Oh, I absolutely love that. We're going to try and keep him really, really close. So now he should follow everything, right? Yes, he'll automatically follow the army. Oh, I love this. He's gained new abilities to prepare fallback positions, increased entrenchment speed, defense in depth. Oh, even more entrenchment, and rotating reserves for more reinforced rate. Okay, I like this. There goes the Benelux. The Australians, unfortunately, were not involved in these conflicts, but troops were sent to Britain to help defend against a possible sea lion. So, Jemenko, Eric, and Josh, you're gonna hang out over here. And also, have a lovely general with Ivan McKay. Italy's been called in, which means that these boys need to go and join the front line. I'm trying to be like super historical here. Working so far. I like it. There we are. The troops are taking part. Oh, and it is the Canberra air disaster. I clicked a little bit early. A Lockheed Hudson aircraft has crashed. Lieutenant Robert Hitchcock has died along with a lot of the cabinet. Jeffrey Street and Brundle White. So now we have a whole new unique mechanic system of cabinet trust. Oh my god. Tanking our stability. Oh, it's a whole mini game. No. Castle is crumbling. If it's not finished within 417 days, the ALP will become the ruling party. Well, historically, this is actually what happened. It failed, and in motion, no confidence was passed. So I guess we want to end up like that, but we do want to delay it a little bit. Interesting. I can make a common enemy and make Japan declare war on me right now? What? That is crazy. We're basically just going to do everything we can to make John Curtin the more likely one. Get into a lot of missions, actually. That's pretty cool. Got some good stuff here. I like this. But let's do it. We'll challenge government narrative and do a sound voice. Oh, it tanks me so bad. Ow. Anything to speed it up, basically. And there's the fall of Paris. Oh, it's happening bad, man. We'll also send a few more divisions over to Britain to help the defense. And there's the fall of France. My god, that was fast. Oh, I lost my chief of army. Damn, if I didn't recognize that, I probably wouldn't have picked him. See if we can make some small pushes. It's also election season, interestingly. Okay. God, I hate fighting in North Africa. It's basically just a bunch of standing around getting attrition. And you take turns being the one who has supply and the one who doesn't. I hate it so much. Can at least get another recruitable population with a diverse army. That helps a lot. We also need to be making some Bren carriers because weirdly the Australians had a ton of them. Okay, this is a weird balance. I've got 70 days till castle crumbling, but it means I do have British war cabinet, so I can do like one of these and maybe this one. So let's cancel diverse army, do British war cabinet, which is nice. And you know what? I think I'll actually click one of these buttons to both increase cabinet trust and delay castle crumbling just like a little bit, maybe. Why is Siam justifying on me? Go away. Oh god, strikes and everything. Stop it. Oh, Siam just declared war on Vichy, France. What? I'm on historical, buddy. That's supposed to be a limited war. Okay, that's a weird one. Wait, isn't that gonna mess everything up? Because Japan's supposed to take Vichy, France, right? So then Siam is like an independent country? I don't even know. Yugoslavia's kicked off at a good pace. And here we go, a motion of no confidence. This has replaced our political party, giving us John Curtin, the wartime prime minister. Has this unlocked any cool things? Yes, it does. We've unlocked pleading Britain. War is coming. Meh. We will basically whinge and complain. I love it. And then essentially, we just start complaining and basically say we don't want to take part in European conflicts. That's very silly. What are you doing? One small thing we're going to have to do, which is a bit weird, we're going to need to start making the M3 light tank. This is because there are some tanks in our armored divisions as we approach the end of 1941, but Australia didn't really make any. They were gifted through Lend-Lease by Britain and America, but that mechanic just doesn't doesn't really work super well because the US won't just send me stuff that I don't need, that I don't have. So I need to have some already to be able to build the divisions, and then I can lend lease more. And we're just going to use the pre-made template for the M3 Light, which is pretty accurate with the basic high velocity cannon, bulky suspension, and riveted armor. Yeah, I mean, it's an M3. Absolutely. It's kind of crappy. The basic high velocity cannon is the 37mm gun that it had. However, 3-man turret is incorrect. The M3 Stuart only had 4 crew, commander, gunner, driver, and assistant driver, so that is really only a 2-man turret. We've been summoned to the British War Cabinet, prompting Britain to seek common strategies and military cooperation. Can we spare some of the Prime Minister's time? I don't know, I just think that's really funny. But yes, they shall depart for Britain. Go ahead. We have had a cabinet dispute with Churchill, meaning we get nothing for Britain, and our nerves are deteriorating. Okay, we can do 7 million Britishers and then just finish this path quite quickly. Oh, mutinies in the army. My stability and war support is just tanked by this. Suffering massive attrition over here in Africa. It is hell. By this point in the war, the divisions in Britain were moved out and stationed elsewhere. Oh, I do not like how quickly Japan is justifying on me. It's only March. Since it looks like Japan is justifying a bit early, let's make our glorious 1941 changes a couple months early. Like many allied countries of this period, they realized that square divisions were bad, and they needed to move down to triangular divisions instead, reducing the total number of infantry within a division and allowing for more total firepower. However, my sources, based mostly on the 6th Australian Division and the 1st Corps, had some issues. For one, they were no longer regular artillery. It was all motorized. They have wheels on them. That makes them motorized. I hate this so much, but I have to do it. Additionally, there was a motorized anti-tank battalion as well to try and really up the amount that was there, and the total amount of artillery really did go up, so I'm going to replicate that by 2 total battalions, making this a very chunky division. It also gained better heavy weapons with a lot more actual machine guns and mortars. The very interesting thing was the fact that they had full armored divisions, or rather, they were called cavalry divisions, but they were armored, and they were made up of combinations of carrier troops, light tank troops, and combination squadrons, resulting in cavalry regiments, which they then grouped into divisions. So I'm basing this mostly on the 2nd Cavalry Division. There were 3 regiments, and each one had about 32 tanks, so that equals out to like only around 100-ish, so 2 light tank battalions. Interestingly, the cavalry were actually fully replaced with mechanized. These were actually Bren carriers, and there would have been about 2 battalions per. So weirdly, the recon was still cavalry based. They still used horses. Not sure about that one. I had to really play around with the combination of regimental and regular support, and I can only have 1 regimental support, and there was only about 12 to 18 anti-tank guns, so we can use an anti-tank battery here with a full support anti-tank for the divisional level, giving us a kind of small but somewhat effective cavalry division. It's light tanks and mechanized units. Like, it's actually kind of good. I genuinely would use this if I wasn't trying to like really overwhelm my enemies. This is kind of nice. I like it. Lots of heart attack too. We are absolutely going to be calling this one the Lucarian Ape, our wonderful mod who helped with the research for this video so much. Oh, we're so much in deficit now. Ow. Look how goddamn historical I'm being. I've got a bunch of divisions under Gordon Bennett. He was actually the person posted here in the defense of Singapore. God, I'm a monster. There's Barbarossa a couple days early. Thank you. Go away, Germany. Italy will probably now get a little bit too involved in that and hopefully pull back from Africa a little bit. Oh, and the war ended between Siam and Vichy France. That was weird, even though they were winning. I don't really understand. Okay, now Siam has attacked Guangdong Clique. What are you doing? You don't even have a border. Okay, this is very strange. We can demand that British Malaya and Burma be annexed to us? What? And gain a bunch of bonuses? And also, what? And I become the leader of the Allies. I'm not going to do that one, but I will do under the rule of Canberra, just because what is going on in this game? I don't even know. That's just funny. Okay, Japan has Indochina. Uh-oh. Why does Churchill keep summoning me every like 2 months? He's tanking my votes. Stop it. Is it going to wreck my election? Yeah, it is. I'm actually going to lose the election. Oh no. Japan just attacked Siam and then instantly signed a white peace. Okie dokies. Kiev and Leningrad just fell within like a day of each other. Is Germany just kicking ass? Oh my god. That's not good. Oh, okay. The UK has agreed. I annexed Malaya and Burma and a bunch of islands. Okay, I guess I'll need to change the garrison template that I'm using. Thanks, I guess. Let's go secret police. There's no factories. Oh, there's some. There's a little bit of industry. And oh, wow. Singapore is actually crazy good. Malaya is actually insanely good. What the hell? We didn't get Singapore, though. Okay, that's fine. I imagine that's giving me, yeah, that's giving me tons of resources. And now we're making 16 factories from trade exports. Okay, that seems insanely broken. I love it. Oh, and East Indies is now the Dominion of Indonesia. That's weird. And again, Siam has attacked Yunnan and then immediately white peaced. I'm not really sure what's going on right now. And there it is. Indonesia has been invaded. Oh, Rutro and the Philippines. And there's the Japan War. Now, we don't exactly have any fleet at all, so we'll have to figure this one out. Oh, this will be fun. And here comes the US. Thank goodness. Let's see what Japan does. There goes the Philippines. Oh, man, that was quick. Okay, we don't really have any navy. We just need to rely on the British to save us. There are a lot of Indonesian forces here, though. Wow, look at this. There's so many. Already, the Kingdom of Luala Prabang has broken out as a new puppet state. And apparently, we can just whinge and not join the war if we wanted to and ratify the Westminster Adoption Act so we don't have to join the war. What? And then we'd have grabbed... Ooh, wait, whoa. We'd have grabbed Singapore for free. And core all of this. That is so good. Let's go. Man, just like the real Australians, I am struggling massively for manpower and also just having enough divisions. I need to save up enough PP to get to extensive conscription because Japan is here. Oh god. Weirdly, Siam has not joined the war because as soon as they do, we're going to be in serious trouble. But oh, what's this? Hey, what? Okay, it would appear that Indonesia has flipped to fascist and has instantly joined Japan. No! Oh my god, what did this happen? They're the defenders of the homeland led by Sukarno. They flipped and become fascist and I've just instantly lost all of Malaya. Okay, that's really bad. Ethan Ovask, you need to get over there and try to defend stuff. Oh no. No! Go, go, go! Quickly. More divisions. Go! Yeah, that's pretty bad. I'm not sure why that happened. Completely out of mill slots now, so I guess I'll just have to start building in like Malaya or something. Siam, I think, is gearing up to attack us. And we are losing heavily in Papua. Oh, they abandoned the port. Okay, looks like they just naval invaded to go and grab Bismarck. And we lost that, but that's fine. I will just keep taking more territory. We can get rid of our horrible malices as well as Citizen Army. Thank God. This is a surprisingly accurate Papua New Guinea conflict. Just fighting desperately around Papua, trying to push out these remnant Japanese forces. Except they're not Japanese, are they? They're Dutch East Indies. This doesn't feel fair. Why did this happen? Oh, Thailand has officially formed. Okay. I'm still waiting for them to attack me. I am not liking the look of Germany Soviets. Moscow is so close to falling. There it is. Thailand's in the war. Oh god, we're still training. Stop training. This is the majority of our forces now trying to defend this little section. Does look like a lot of allied forces are here, but they're slowly crumbling. Hello? It just got deleted. No, thank you. I need my battle plan, thank you. Luckily, it looks like Thai forces are pretty weak, so I'm just gonna keep hitting them. Again, some of these advisors are just so good. Ben Chifley, factory output and consumer goods. James Scullin. I mean, this is great. Actually making gains and encirclements over here in the north. Go on, pin. Yes. Oh, god. They almost took Singapore from me. Not today, mate. Not today. Do you have a port? They do. They are sitting on a harbor. Don't lose Singapore. Gordon Bennett, you sod. Come on. We are single-handedly pushing into Thailand with our limited forces. Could be worse. We're still managing to make some good progress. Luckily, Japan is struggling heavily in China. And oh my god, Germany has overcommitted towards Stalingrad. They are pushing in the Caucasus, but Moscow has held. Let's get an attaché in the Soviet Union so we can see what's happening over here. Okay, they're defending Moscow pretty well. Germany looks like they're suffering a lot of attrition. This is doing okay. Stalingrad is mostly holding, but I don't like the look of the Caucasus here. That's not good. They got a lot of tanks pushing into mountains. Singapore has been liberated. Yes. This jungle fighting is just agony. I'm just slowly creeping forward bit by bit. All right, here we go. We're starting to peel across. Very good. Let's try to get some encirclements together. Where's the supply hubs? There's like none. We're also gonna have to go to service by requirement. We don't have enough war support. Of course we don't. Damn it. Well, we won in Africa, thanks to our endless pushing. I didn't get to do the Rats of Tobruk. One Australian division, and eventually just one battalion of that division, defended Tobruk for months under constant siege, which would have been really cool, but Italy just did Italy things and died, and hasn't really achieved much. We've just sort of crushed them. Oh no, there goes Stalingrad. Oh no. With Stalingrad, Germany's gonna have so much more supply. Moving up to service by requirement. My god, we need more manpower. No, Hong Hong Kong is gone. Oh no, Japan's coming back. Oh god. I don't want to have to fight the entire Japanese forces in Burma. I've never actually fought a proper Burma campaign. Normally they just collapse. This is terrible. Oh, and I'm actually invading Palermo. The Australian forces were not the ones who immediately began the invasion of Sicily, but okay, I'll take it. Oh, Soviets go encircled outside Moscow. Does that mean... Yeah, I think so. Oh no. How close to their death? They still got a fair amount left because there's no collab governments because the AI never does them. But that's not good. Maybe we should try to connect supply. It's a crazy idea. Tons of little combat bonuses in the military tree. It's small, but it adds up, including no worries with 10% more org and attack. Oh, we've overrun an enemy general, Suzuki Tanaka. He's now been transferred to Rangoon. So presumably he's like a prisoner here. Cool. Nice overruns. Excellent. Okay, let's finally do something useful here and start taking Bangkok because Japan's looking real scary. And that is Bangkok taken. Oh, we are actually contributing here. This is great. I don't often get a chance to play miners, especially with historical divisions, so it's really interesting to see how I can still have a really solid impact even in some of the more minor theaters of the war. Look, I'm kicking ass over here. I've taken Sicily, and I'm just waiting now for whenever D-Day might start so that I can take part as well, because I need to take my own beach. Yes, we got Thailand. Okay, we have officially capitulated a country. I completely neglected to build planes, but I have been researching them, and I can now build the Boomerang, which is a very fun little plane. Just the best name ever. Only about 250 ended up being built, but it was the Australian contribution to the light aircraft, and indeed had 2 20mm cannons and 4 303 caliber machine guns. So yeah, this is really accurate. Good job, Paradox. And I am going to have to break history just a little bit, because the Australian contribution to D-Day was just a couple squadrons of Air Force, plus a few hundred Navy crewmen in ships. But I want to take part, man. I want to get involved, so we're gonna do D-Day ourselves, because it seems like no one's doing it. Well, it's July 44. Germany is struggling now against the Soviets. I think that the Soviets are indeed starting to really push in. There is no D-Day being planned. It's just me. I kind of want to see what happens, so let's go. We're doing our own D-Day in August 44. Will anyone help me? Oh my god. The D-Day wall is massive. There are 4 divisions per tile here. Okay. Never mind. What? Well, D-Day failed, so let's carry on the invasion of Italy. We have landed just south of Rome. Let's see if we can keep it going. The Americans and British are here, still suffering massive manpower shortages. It's very hard trying to maintain an army when you have very few people. Well, it's almost at the end of 1945 and the war is still going on. If anything, Japan is still strong. Oh, hang on. No, never mind. The USA has invaded Japan. Okay. What's all this then? Let's get stuck in, because come on, boys. Do you guys have a port? You do have a port. Okay, we're getting in there because not much else is happening elsewhere. Europe is untouched. We have taken Italy though, but everything other than Italy doesn't count. The Germans are still grinding against the Soviets. They don't know how to do collab governments, so they are not taking anything. They're not capitulating. Let's get involved here. Let's take Japan. I want to see them fall. Yes! Japan is dead. I get very few points. You know what? I'm taking the Dutch East Indies. I want this. I deserve this. Okay, this is what we got. Okay, I'm sorry, what? Thailand declared war in Vietnam? What are you doing? Okay, Vietnam is independent. I took a little bit of territory here and I got a nice big chunk and I got Borneo. So hell yeah, we did it. Sweet victory. Everybody pile on to the Axis. The Dutch have been liberated, but they're being utterly annihilated. This is very unpleasant. Let's get 100,000 divisions over here. I want Germany. Long last, a proper D-Day. Very good. Please don't die, boys. All the allies are spewing in 1946. This is very much a slog. Casualties are 11.3 million against 22.8 for the Germans. Wow. Okay, 11 million alone for Germany. That's crazy. Whoa, that was fast. Look at that. Paris already liberated. Let's go. I'm going to do change of authority, and it just makes me the leader of the allies. That is so stupid. I'm going to do it. I know that's not the historical thing here, but at this point, it's gone so ahistorically. I just want to see what happens when I do this focus. I've only just now realized that the Italian puppet is actually mine. He's my puppet. Australia controlling Italy. That's fantastic. I've just realized that I no longer have penalties on non-core territory because Australian military forces gives me 25 and 35% of attack and defense. Does this mean I just don't have any penalties anymore? What? Yeah, no, I just have a flat 25% combat bonus out of core. What? My divisions are incredible. That makes me just like the strongest country in the Allies. What? Oh god, Britain's doing the Imperial Conference. I do not want to be annexed, please. Go away. I will approve most of the things, I think. Oh, we are still fighting the Republic of Indonesia. They're in the Axis. Okay, that's stupid. Oh, and they're dead. Okay. Oh, that's so funny that I'm the leader of the Allies now. What? We gotta get the Oriental Republic of Uruguay in. Absolutely. Welcome to the Allies. Okay, for some reason, the Allies are just pulling out of D-Day and getting absolutely obliterated for some reason. Can you guys not just absolutely destroy me? Oh my god, my generals have been hit. No, 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 no. Oh god. Okay, well, D-Day's a failure. Great job, guys. Okay, Germany is now inviting countries into the Axis. Could you not, my dude? Stop it. Peru is in the Axis. Okay. But all these guys are in the Allies. All their forces are at home. Okay, this is terrible. What is going on? And Germany is still not dead against the Soviets. In fact, they're kind of winning. I don't like this. Germany is now finally out of manpower, but it is January 47. There have been multiple failed D-Days. My boys have managed to help out in Spain. We're back in Italy now, suffering as best we can. We've lost a lot of divisions, but we can now invite just like everybody to the Allies. And so we're just going to do that. You know, let's get Korea in, Panama, Thailand. Even though they were just at war with them, they white pieced out. Not sure about that one. Interestingly, we can actually become free if we wanted to. We've got so much daily autonomy progress, and with the leader of the Allies, we'll leave that out for now, but weird. But Japan is now American Japan. That doesn't seem right. We are finally actually here. We've just taken Berlin, or I should say Germania. Okay. It's August 47. This is terrible. For some reason, this is like the longest game I've played in a really long time. The Soviets still are not pushing. Oh wait, yes they are. There's like no troops left. They're all being overrun. What's happening? It's because they're completely out of manpower. Okay, finally. So they are now just going to start to die. So all I got to do is hit this button. Yeah, there we go. Because they have like no manpower. They should collapse. Yalta Conference. Nah. Oh, Oberbayern has been nuked. That's definitely the logical nuke target. Is it finally over? Please, can we do this? Can we win? Oh my god. It's been years. And there it is. October 47. 8 years at war. And we have finally finished as Australia with our historical divisions. They were a bit over the top and with way too much motorized artillery and stuff. Oh god, I hated them so. And despite the fact that we were the leader of the Allies and we suffered endless casualties, we were only able to take a little bit of Sumatra and like Batavia. That was it. But Europe is nicely disgusting. Soviets got all of Germany. Everything else is surprisingly not too bad except for this weird chunk of British southern Germany. However, Italy has been reclaimed for Australia. Thank you very much for watching. This has been actually extremely fun, but also torturous, playing an incredibly small nation with really unpleasant historical divisions. Special thanks to Paradox for sponsoring this video. Make sure to click my link down in the description below or pinned comment to pick up the DLC for yourself. Thank you to all the YouTube members and patrons who wonderfully support this channel, and I'll see you next time.